Live on YouTube. Cool. Is it live on Twitch? If not, guess that's okay. It says I'm live on Twitch. It says I'm live on Twitch. Okay, perfect. Okay. Oh god, what the fuck? There we go. Live. Live. Okay. Both of them are online. Okay. Check OBS. All right, everything looks good there. Could do. Oh, what? 25% drop frames. Why? Lower your bitrate. How come I've streamed before and it's been fucking fine, but now it's like, oh, we're gonna drop frames now. Oh, annoying, dude. Just gonna hide this 1 second, guys. Game. Oh, I didn't even hide it. Ah, what a fool. That's okay, my password's hidden anyway. Ah. And I'm still on the Kingdom Hearts fucking level 8. I can't fucking get my shit together for some reason. There we go. Can't get my shit together. And the stream's still dropping frames. My favorite. Why? Why is it dropping frames? What the fuck?
Go.
Oh, you started watching it?
I just got over here. I'm just over.
That's what OBS is saying, but I don't know if that's actually happening. I hope it's not, because it's fucking annoying. Can't even play fucking KH2 Rando because it's like, hey, you want to play on 60 FPS? No. You're not allowed to do that. But, yes. Hello, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. I want to put this as a stream slash VOD out there. Since, I've noticed, just on my server, I'm on Adamantoys, that, there's a lot of new players coming into this game. After, especially FanFest, and hearing about Reaper, and hearing about, the expansion. So I thought I could do a little guide on how to sort of get started. Now, I already have my character here. Do I want to make a new character? Just sort of show everything here, or let's go. Yeah, I guess for guide purposes, yeah, we'll make a new character. And we'll do it on primal. Home. Alright. New character. Load appearance data. We'll just make myself again. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Now, for starters, when you make your character, there is a little bit of min-maxing, but cosmetic. You don't even need to worry about it, to be honest. Character's date of birth. Like, none of this really matters, really. Okay, so for your starting classes, you got Disciple of War. So Disciple of War is essentially characters that are gonna be doing melee stuff. Gladiator is one of the 2 tanks that you can start with. It's eventually becomes a paladin, sword and board, focusing on protecting your allies and such. Pugilist is what's called a positional DPS, where your focus is to be in a certain position around the enemy, and your moves reflect how much more damage you do as you're moving around and getting your proper positioning in. Marauder is the second of the 2 tanks. That's the first of 2 melee DPS, the Pugilist. So the second of the 2 tanks. Marauder is less about protecting your party, and more about it's more about self-healing and just if you're taking damage, you want to just heal it off. No damage taken. Or it's also the only if you know what spikes are from like, let's say, Xenoblade Chronicles. Spikes are, you put on a shield, and as the enemy hits you, you also hit them back with the spike damage. So it's the only tank with a spike. But yeah, Marauder personally is probably what I'm going to start with here, just to, just have a good time. Lancer is the second of the 2 melee DPS jobs. Lancer, alright, so Pugilist becomes Monk, Gladiator becomes Paladin, Marauder becomes Warrior. Lancer becomes Dragoon. So if you're not aware of Final Fantasy, Dragoons are all about jumping and using big long spears to fuck people up. It's pretty fun, but there's some weird quirks with Dragoon, I'd say. We can get into those as I go to my other character and sort of talk about a little bit more stuff. The Archer is one of your, I guess, the only one that you can access right now, range DPS. Archer becomes Bard, which is focusing on sort of it's focusing on assisting your allies and applying debuffs to your enemies and stuff. It's alright. This is one of the 2 jobs I don't have fully leveled on my other characters, so I'm probably not gonna talk about Archer or the other job, Machinist, all that much. And then on to the Disciples of Magic. So War, like I said, is all really physical based. Magic is, you're gonna be standing near the back, and you're a ranged DPS, but it's more focused on waiting on cast bars and stuff. So Conjurer is the only healer that you can pick from the very beginning of the game. And this is a class that I started with, and Well, technically I started with the Lancer, but then me and my friends, we didn't have a healer. And I'm like, I'll try it. And then I found it really fun. So don't knock on the healers. Always respect your healers. But yeah, Conjurer is a lot of fun. It focuses on it becomes white mage at the end, and once again, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy, it's your healer of the group. Of course, that doesn't mean your healer can't do damage, but we can get into that as we go into more different kinds of things here. So Thaumaturge is your so Conjurer white magic, Thaumaturge black magic. This obviously becomes black mage. You're going to be focusing on a different rotation. So it's an ice rotation. And you start with an ice rotation, you get buffed with your ice stuff, and then you transition to a fire stance. And yeah, that's how you do a lot of damage there. And then Arcanist becomes 2 jobs. It's the only one that does this, and I kind of wish more jobs did this. But Arcanist becomes Summoner and Scholar, which these are your pet-based classes. You have your pet out to help you deal damage and stuff as a Summoner, and then as an Arcanist you have a fairy instead, and it helps you heal. And it's more of a barrier healer than Conjurer is. Conjurer is more like heals over time, and then Arcanist is more like just preventing the damage in general. Alright, so pick Marauder, because I believe that this is probably the easier job to pick here. I don't want to go on a legacy server. Now, if you're wondering about like stuff like playing with friends and whatnot, most of the time you want to be on the same server. So right now there's 2 different kinds of servers. So if I go back to this. So if you want to play with your friends, you want to pick the data center that's obviously, I live in North America, so you want to pick a North American server. And the next part would be, okay, if your friends are already in the game and they're playing already, just ask them, just be like, hey, what server you playing on? And then you pick the same server. If you can't get into their server, you can either wait it out or pick along the same data center, and you can do world visit and play with them that way. And eventually, when 6.0 comes out, or around when 6.0 comes out, you'll be able to do cross data center, like data center visits, which that has me excited, so that's cool. But for right now, that's all the starting classes, so let's go back to my character. Let's talk about UI. And just real quick, I can't claim to know everything about this game. I can tell you with Steam alone, and I can tell you that I've been dropping frames. Great. I can tell you with Steam alone, I have a little over 3,000 hours in this game. I have a little bit more than that because I have the PS4 5 version, so I got a little bit more time on the game. But I can't claim to know everything, and I seriously want to find out what the hell is making me drop frames. It's really, really annoying when I just see OBS over here just telling me, hey, you're dropping frames, you fool. It's making me livid. Okay, let's talk UI. Now, I play with a controller, as you can see. But you can play with either controller or keyboard and mouse. And as soon as you log in, it'll ask you like, you play with a controller or do you play with a keyboard? Now playing with a controller is a little bit weird, but I will straight. Actually, I think I will just fucking okay. We'll go back. We'll make the character, and then we'll log in. We'll just go to the same. We'll just go to the same thing. Just pick a different world. We'll go to Gilgamesh. See if we can make one. Actually, maybe. So it look a little different, you know. We'll be my guy. We'll be my guy. There we go. What? Why? I really hope this doesn't look like fucking shit. Just back it up like a couple minutes here. Yeah, why? Why does it look like that? Fucking What's going on? Seriously pissed. Alright, let's get the story. No. Oh, I didn't mean to click keyboard. Oops. Yeah, so just like I said, it'll ask you immediately if whether you want to play on keyboard or mouse, and I'm gonna actually change it from this. So, no, that's fine. On a character. All right, so now we're talking UI. First off, is this right here? Pretty sure it's if I can remember the fucking. There we go. So you hold shift on any of these here. General would probably be your best bet, so you can move the chat. I like to move it just over here, really. And then I like to make this a little bigger. It's all up to you, obviously. You can have your chat over here if you want, or you can have it here. It's all, you do you. But hold shift, or if you're playing up, you click, right, so you click L1 and R3. That'll put you in mouse mode. You go over, you hold L2, and you move your mouse stick, so the right stick, to move the chat. That's if you're playing on PS4, 5, to help you with the UI there. And that's just to move the chat. I remember looking there and been trying to figure out how the hell you're supposed to do that for the longest time. Now, if you want to talk about moving the rest of the UI, go to Start, HUD Layout, and then you have this here. So it's gonna give you just a couple different things here. Now if it's like this and it's highlighted with like a dark purple blue, let's see here. Yeah, so right click or R2 to make it visible or invisible. Some of them I know that you can't do that with. But yeah, the UI here is actually like super customizable. You can have it look the way you want, and it's super nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I normally do, and boom. Like my guild here, server status down here. This up a bit. It's gonna be like super fucking fast as I go through this. Enemy list here, party list up here, limit, scenario guide here. Notices here. Duty list here. Mini map here. Beast gauge. That won't matter until we hit level 30. On Marauder. Now for status effects, you can have them whether it's enhanced. You can separate them, or you can just make it. You can just make it one, which is what I normally do. Just make it one thing. Toss it down here. Parameters. So HP and MP there. Alliance. New Game Plus here too. Party list. Helps. Target bars. Alright, Alliance. Uno. Alliance tool. Enemy list. XP bar, put that back up here. And that's a basic rundown of what I normally do for my UI. Now let's go ahead and go into the character config. So a lot of these are pretty, like so for these here, once you see a cutscene, and if you, let's say you're going into a dungeon, you'll watch the cutscene for the first time, or you can skip it if you want. But if you do that dungeon again, then it'll automatically skip the cutscene for you. So those are nice there. Movement type, yeah, good. Targeting is pretty important here. I like to highlight potential targets, and I like to have filters on. Those are good. I think those are all good there. For my items, I normally like to just have this nice and big. Now UI, I like to normally have mouse mode, but that's up to you whether you want the when you're pausing, this shows up, or whether it shows up there. So if you pause this time, it'll just go there. That's all up to you. Hopefully it just doesn't sound like I'm mumbling through this. HUD. One of the things that I don't know why they don't turn this on immediately is this right here, display target remaining percentage. So whenever you're fighting an enemy, it'll, on the very top corner of the of their health bar, it'll tell you how much more health they have, which I don't know, like I said, I don't know why that's not on. Okay, so name display. This I do a bit differently. So if it's me, I like green. Party members, I like to just go lighter, a brighter shade normally. Other PCs fine, friends fine. And these just nice and bright, so that way you can see them, right? Super good. Now this, especially for controller, if you want more buttons, is really important. Display the cross hotbar. Now these can be super helpful too, so I might turn on a couple of these so I can show you guys that. Now, so all of these that are clicked right now, oh no, here. All of these that are on are shared between all of my classes. And any of the ones that aren't on are specific to that class. So I like to normally do this. We'll just do the same amount there. Now cross hotbar, enable it, yes. I didn't even know they added a transparency thing. That's kind of cool if you want to have it go completely invisible until you get to see the screen a bit more there too. That's pretty nice if you want to set that, but I like to just see it at all times, honestly. Now this here, like toggle, you just press it, hold, you have to hold it down to direct to activate, which that's my preferred method. Now W cross hotbar is pretty important. Let me try that again here. Okay. Or maybe I have to just wait. Okay. There we go. There we go. And then change these. So this is not shared. That's not shared. These I do want shared. So that is. And that is. And then I want to turn off my... Okay. So these settings here that I just did. So whenever I double tap, I get more buttons there. And whenever I go a combination of L2 R2 or R2 L2, more buttons that way. Okay. Now that I've set all that, I can do this. Normally I like to set these here. And I think I have it set to... not always displaying it, so that's why it's looks a little weird there. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So yeah, boom, 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 boom. Alright, and then what I like to do also is I have these hotbars here. And what I could do with them is this. First off, back to character menu. Hide the numbers. Display recast time, yep. And then I like to have 2 like that and 1... Oh, sorry, wrong bar. There we go. And then I like to do this. Move this over. Boom. 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 Now they're all pretty and lined up. And then what I like to do is make it a little bit bigger. So about 120. Same thing here, about 120. Same thing here, about 120. And then I also like to hide them. Hide any hide on the side slots. There we go. Okay, so we did what we normally do for my personal UI. Obviously, you can move it around however you like. But this is the way that I do mine. But it's here if you want to copy it at all. Hopefully with not too crazy shit going down with my stream. Stream's just taking a shit. Okay. So now let's actually start putting skills on the hotbar. I like to go through, and depending on what class you are, all of your class skills are right here. And you can assign them. You can't use them all, but you can assign them now. So I'll just do what I do for warrior here. Pretty sure I have it on 5. Let's get rid of auto attack. Put this here. Move this here. Okay. So I got those 4 moves. Vengeance. There. Home gang here. Tomahawk here. Rule of battle here. Defiance here. Or do I have it here? No, I think it's here. Berserk here. Here, I think. Reprisal here. Arm's length. There, I think. Berserk here. Alright, and let's go into the purpose of why I set up these hotbars here. Is, boom. Now, I'm not actually pressing this button. I have the button there so I can see what the cooldown is on it, basically. That's why that's there. Reprisal. Help lower damage. Kind of having them organized like this is super helpful too. Throw battle. Raises my HP a bit. Vengeance lowers my damage. Home Gang is my... Okay, those are the only... Okay. It's looking pretty good. I don't think I have auto sheath to lay on, do I? Auto sheath, I don't want it. I don't want that on. Just for... Nice. Okay, so we talked about the starting classes, we talked about the UI. We talked about hotbars a little bit here. Let's go on with the main scenario. Alright, I gotta talk to this dude. It's gonna give you tutorials on like buttons and stuff like that. So, as long as you're starting in Limsa, there is one more job that you can pick up. Or class, I guess, that you can pick up. And that's Ninja. Or Thief. But you have to start in Limsa. Otherwise, it'll be a bit before you can actually get it. I just want to get in front of a training dummy, guys. Let me go. Let me go. Okay. Leveled up already. I'm assuming that this world's not preferred. I don't think I have the buff. But if you're starting your character and you get onto something called the preferred world, you'll get a little thing on your actually, let me move this around a bit. This looks a little weird. You'll get something on your status effect bar that essentially gives you more XP. And it's super nice. If you know what you're doing, you can get to like level 50 before you get to Sash Tash, and it's kind of ridiculous. But and I think just having a preferred world just makes it so that way you can it populates the server a bit more. Okay, tune yourself to the 8th rights. Okay. Blah 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 blah. The fuck? Who am I supposed to talk to? Oh. I can already see there's a bunch of people, 2 people so far. Wow, wow. Oh god, it's super laggy here. Jesus. Yeah, but look at this. Pretty regular thing now, huh? The Limsa is always like, it can always be super busy, so if you don't want to start here, that's fine. I just chose to start here because I'm used to Warrior. And I think that's like the easiest thing for me to teach, so. Alright. Now, real quickly, you don't have to follow the quest marker. And I recommend that you don't, because there's other things called aetherites around that you can grab to easily teleport around the town. It's just super nice and easy to do, nice and easy to have. So you want to go around, grab all these while you're at it. You're here, right? Now, while we're going around grabbing the aetherites, it's also important to talk about the community for this game. And the community for this game is really respectful to new players. So if you ever have any questions, just and if you want to ask people in game, you can go to Yell, and whatever you say, or not Yell, you want to go Shout actually. So you can go into shout chat, and whatever you type here, all the players will see it, and you can type a question, and 9 times out of 10, you know, people are really nice, and they'll answer you. So I'm not gonna do that. You could always ask, like, you could always ask me. You could always ask people with crowns. Not people with chairs, because those guys are actually away from the keyboard, so ripperoni those guys. And if you want to move faster, sprint is available to you for 20 seconds. Goes on a minute cooldown. Instead of just, you know, walking around, you can actually go blue blazing a little bit and try to go fast. Looks like my stream isn't dropping frames anymore. That's great. That's what I want to see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, let's go. Actually, there's no more I need to grab in this level, right? Yeah, so we can go here. If you're worried about your game sort of lagging as you're in Limsa, that's normally the case, because there's just a lot of people there. But try to keep that in mind. Especially during the peak hours, which are like around 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. People getting home and they're like, alright, time to hop on to Final Fantasy, do some runs. All that jazz. So yeah, 2 to the aetherites, go around through the aetherites. While you're doing all that, right, you're also fulfilling these quests here, right? So I tuned myself to the big boy. I talked to the guy in the markets, and And then I'm gonna go grab these aetherites. Then we'll go on to class quests, which those are important too. Yeah, once you gather all the aetherites in town, you'll be able to go outside too, which is, I mean, not that you couldn't go outside without all the aetherites, but it's just nice, to have them all. Yeah, once you get the last one, it'll give you 2 more points that you can teleport to. There we go. Now we visit the Marauder Guild. Marauder Guild. So we gotta become warriors. Or, kind of. Always do the class quests alongside the main scenario. That way you're getting gear, and you're getting EXP, and you're getting more moves. Oh, and I meant to fucking move over and say yes. Oops. Alright. Now with that, I'm gonna complete the story quest, grab the next one, and then we can go into a bit of combat. Yeah. I think I wanna loosen up the timing for that. It's a bit weird. Alright. Now let's go to Slave Wharf Rats. So Middle Lalanoska? Middle Lalanoska? We unlocked all the aetherites, so we should just be able to go there. Easy peasy. Alright. So any quests that you get that require a defeating of a certain enemy, obviously they'll have a thing on top. So now, really early in the game, there isn't really much to talk about when it comes to combat. Right now, these enemies are docile. There are enemies that have, like, if they see you, they aggro. If you if you're running near them, they aggro. So different ways for enemies to aggro you, but these guys are docile until I attack them. So with that, so right now I'm just targeting this wharf rat. I can click in L3 to strafing around my target. I can change targets with the stick. Now, if I click that, you'll see a little bit of a turning wheel on there. As soon as I get close, I'll start auto-attacking. So now auto-attacking obviously doesn't do all that much, right? Sitting there smacking the enemy. You know, the stronger you are, the more auto-attack damage you're going to be doing. But where your damage really comes from is your abilities here, obviously. So, since I only start with one move, auto-attacks also happen in between. So, you know, we're good there. Alright, nice and clean. these guys can't really do anything to you really here. And not like I said, like not too much to the combat immediately, right? Setting I want to change again. It's this. There we are. Boom. Boom. Check this guy here. If I die here, it's not a big deal. There you go. Because I kind of want to go back to town anyway. There's some things I forgot to tell you that are extremely important. So, oh fuck, I'm a fucking noob. I came back. Okay, oh my god, it's so laggy here. So, Breakcraft Supplier. Now you could probably do the grapes or the water. Don't really matter. Grab one of these. 4 gil. Right? You don't have to grab 50, but you can grab like, I don't know, 10. And then put that shit on your hotbar or just use them here. Alright. So now for an hour, I have 3% more XP. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but it builds up over time, so it's helpful. Now for other ways to gain EXP, if you've pre-ordered, what's that? Fruit Gushers, thank you. If you pre-ordered Endwalker, or pre-ordered any of the expansions before, you'll get an earring that raises your EXP game. By 30%. So I'm gonna go pick that up. Supposed to get some outfits and stuff too, so that's cool. And the more you play the game, the more of these you'll get. Or the more you're subbed to the game, the more of those you'll get. It stops at a certain point, but they are there. God, that's so much mail. Sort of clear my inventory here. Mail's coming in, guys. 10. I got some mounts. Won't be able to use those until we get Chocobo. So I'm probably not gonna stay on this character for much longer, but this is just the if you made a new character, I can show you some things here or there. Okay. Here's the earrings. So if you pre-ordered Endwalker, you'll get these earrings. And here's the Stormblood ones. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no, that's the Stormblood ones. The Shadowbringers ones were the last ones. It's cool. I got a bunch of Chocobo feathers, holy shit. Pretty sure that, yeah, if you go through the website and you invite a friend to the game, depending on how long they're sub for, you can get gold Chocobo feathers, and you can bring them over to this guy here, Calamity Salvager. And you can go to Heal and Spoils, gold Chocobo feather, and you can grab some of this stuff. Super cool. Okay. Now it's time to change equipment. If you want to have an easier time just sort of raising your item level a little bit, just boom, clicking this button right here will bring up your strongest equipment. Do I have any? 20%. 20% level 10 or lower. Yeah. I don't remember how I got the Helm of Light, but that's one of the things too. And then Friendship Circle, and you'll get that also if you invited a friend. Normally this is all like glamour gear, so it's not exactly too useful, but okay. And I have all that equipped. And I got my food buff. Time to finish these Lost Lands. Still in the same spot, so we'll go back over there. I look like Squall and a little goofy with the Warrior Light helmet on, but that's okay. Alright. There's the lamb. So if you guys want to see before, right before I did all that shit, So 50 XP gained, right? This is the experience here for doing the fighter things. So 75 plus 50, right? Now watch this. Kill the lamb. 53. That's what this here. $73 is because now I'm getting a pain bonus. And like these guys aren't too hard to kill, so just stay here for a bit. Try to keep that counter going. Few seconds. Time's up. Okay. I don't think this is actually applying. Just maybe. Maybe it only applies to quests or something. Okay. Now that's where it really matters, honestly, but... Yeah, probably not gonna go too much longer here, guys. But, this is pretty starting with the basics, right? Do your main scenario quest, because when you're doing your main scenario quest, it unlocks more stuff to do. So you want to be following down here. Right, so if I go down here, right, once again, if you want to open your controller mouse, it's, L1 and R3. Move the mouse over, right? L2 on that, and it'll bring up the map and show you where the main scenario quest is. And as you can see, all main scenario quests have this fireball with the question with the exclamation mark look to them. And you want to do your best to just follow those as you're playing through the game. The more of those you do, the more stuff you'll unlock. And the class quest, normally if I didn't complete it, it would show up here. Whatever class you're playing, it'll have class quests tied to them, and make sure you're doing those alongside whenever they pop up. Right, so here I'm probably about to level up here, and whenever you're grabbing gear, grab the gear that makes the most sense to you. So strength and dex, those are for your melees, Disciple of War. Intelligence and mind, those are for the magic. Or you can just grab money, but just grab them. Oh, this is the quest, so when you complete the quest, you have the options to pick from those, but yeah, that's pretty much it for like this just getting started sort of guide here. Not really too much, right? Not really. You're not really focusing on a lot of the stuff that really matters. When we get to starting dungeons and stuff like that, that's when it picks up. But if you're a class that's a melee class, right, whether you're tanking or whether you're a melee DPS, you'll like the warrior, or sorry, like Marauder, you'll unlock combos. So always start with heavy swing, always go to main for maximum damage, right? 'Cause if you read your tooltips, right, if you just use maim, it'll just do 100. But if you use maim after heavy swing, it'll do 320. So that's, you want to make sure you're using that as a combo instead of it by itself. Though sometimes that does happen. You're like you start heavy swing and then you go to maim and then you're like, all right, did I click heavy swing? And then you click maim and you're like, ah shit, I didn't click heavy swing. So just make sure you're doing boom boom as your combo there. But yeah, there's that. We also talked a little bit about these guys here. And with this and this, most likely you probably won't get these items here, the Friendship Circlet or the Helm of Light. Most of the time you'll probably just have no helmet, right? Or if you're just starting the game, you'll probably not have these either. The increasing your stats, so you'll probably just have that. But there is something called Hall of the Novice that you can do once you reach level 15. And completing that will give you a ring that has the same thing. So you go to here, you put on a ring slot, and all the brand new rings. You want to make sure once you get there, Hall of the Novice is there. Alright, I'm gonna close this getting started guide for now. And next time we'll go over some other things. Hopefully we'll have some people in chat. We'll have somebody in the comments. I can respond to you guys there. But yeah, I really like this game, and once again, I'm seeing a lot of new people come into this, so I want to be another avenue for someone that can teach and answer questions. Now, any story stuff, I don't know a lot about, like, Savage content and whatnot, but I'd say I know the game pretty well as, like, a casual, mid-core kind of player. And, yeah. Seems like the stream didn't, stop doing its stupid dumb thing. So hopefully we'll see you guys, around. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
Good thing to try and stream that.